Hi, welcome to this tutorial on conditional formatting in Speckle's 3D visual in Power BI. Today, we're going to learn how to make your models more visual and easier to understand by automatically coloring different parts based on their properties. Let's get started. If you've used Power BI before, you might already know what conditional formatting is. It's the feature that lets you color code data in tables and charts based on their values, like highlighting high values in green, low values in red, or like what I did here, highlighting rooms above 1000 square centimeters in red. We're going to do something similar, but we're going to do it in 3D. But before we get into the conditional formatting, I want to give you some context on what this model is and what I did. This model is from Revit. It's the Snowden Architectural Models rooms. But whatever I'm about to show you applies to any application Speckle has connector for, like ArchiCAD, Tekla, ETABS, Grasshopper, etc. And what I did is I extracted some values. I extracted the area, level, name, and Z columns to demonstrate different functionality of the conditional formatting. To access conditional formatting dialog, select the 3D visual, go to Format Your Visual, and click the Effects button. This is the conditional formatting dialogs. And we have three options, starting with the gradient formatting. And the way this works is it expects a numerical value, and we define colors for lowest and maximum values, and we see that gradient effect. And to demonstrate this functionality, I extracted the Z value for the room base plates. So we can see that color transition from the lower rooms to the rooms that are in the high levels. Let's quickly demonstrate that. So the field we're going to use is going to be the Z field. The lowest value will be light blue, and for the highest value, I'm going to use red. Let's say OK, and ta-da! We see that gradient effect from the rooms in the ground floor to the ones that are in the roof. Let's go back to the conditional formatting. And the second format is defining rules. This works both with numerical and text values. And for numerical values, we define a range and we add rules like saying if the number for the area, if it's larger than 1000 square centimeters or less than 10,000, I'm going to say OK. Let me actually also override the color to yellow. And these are all the rooms in our model that are larger than 1000 square centimeters, but smaller than 10,000. As I said, we can also define text-based rules. Like, let's say we want to use the name field, and we want to quickly highlight the office units as purple. And here they are. These are all the office units in our model. And the last conditional formatting is field value. And the way this works is we give it a column, and the values of that column should correspond to a color, like red, yellow, or a hex code for a color. Right now, I don't have that, but we can quickly define this using the DAX functions. I'm going to right click on my query and say new column. And here we're going to name our new column as color codes. And we can make very complex logics here, but we're going to keep it simple for now. I'm going to say if area is larger than 1000, then the value of this column should be red. We're going to say OK. And what I'm going to do now is I just want to preview the values in table. So let me quickly create a new table here with the object IDs, with the color codes, and their areas. So we can quickly verify if it actually worked. And check it out. The areas that are larger than 1000, the value for the color code column is red. For the rest, it is blank. Let's remove this. And let's make this visual bigger again. So now let's go back to the conditional formatting dialog and change the format style to field value. And the column we're going to use is color codes. We're going to say OK. And ta-da! All the rooms that are larger than 1000, they are colored as red. As I told you before, the value for that should be either a color like red, yellow, purple, etc., or a hex code. So we can actually use a hex code as well. And let me quickly demonstrate you that. I search for color picker, and this is the picker we have. I'm gonna pick something like this, and the hex code for that is this value right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy this and go back to Power BI, select our new column and replace it with the hex code. And don't forget to add the hash symbol at the beginning. Now I'm gonna say OK, and ta-da! Now it's using the new color with the hex code. So you might think to yourself, what's the difference between field value and the rules based? Because we basically did the same query, right? We checked for the areas that are larger than 1000. The difference is with the field value, since we are creating a new column, we can actually use the whole features and functionality of the Dux functions. We can create very complex logics that may or may not be possible within this rules-based dialog. So we can also check for things like and, or we can create switch statements, etc. To demonstrate the power of the Dux functions, here's what I'm going to do. As you can see in this model, we have multiple rooms that contains the word unit in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight them by updating my function to say if the room name contains string unit, we're going to say red. Let's say OK. And these are all the rooms in my model that contain the word unit in them. This one is a live work unit and the other one is an office unit. As I said, we can also make very complex queries like this one. As you can see, I created a switch statement here. It checks if the name for the room contains the word unit or commercial, then it's going to be red. If it contains the word stair, elevator, or corridor, then it's going to be yellow. Let's accept this. And ta-da! Now this is the room for stairs. This other one is elevator. This one contains the word unit, office unit, live, work unit. And this one is a commercial retail room. So that's it. Conditional formatting is a very powerful tool, especially when combined with Dux functions. If you faced any issues while following this tutorial, let us know at speckle.community. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.